So the space, it is there like this much shape. Somewhere I read that. Yeah.
Right. Right. It's coming. We'll see that. So we are connecting mantras, right? We're looking at a word and say shochati means okay. Did you recall asocha, namosocha? Something like that we say. But this mantra is saying just because you can connect, it does not mean you know Atma. That also is there. So we are understanding things exactly as we are. We will continue to study. We will continue to make the effort, no doubt. But nothing should be contradictory. It may appear contradictory. That's why they say don't study the Shastram by yourself. I will say somewhere. Swatantrena Shastranveshanam na kuryat. Swatantrena Shastra Anveshanam na kuryat. Means study of Shastra, may you not do it by yourself. Because you're going to see a lot of contradictory statements and then you're going to go like this. You'll come out more confused than when you went in. That's what you're going to come. Bhaashyam. That is the beauty of studying the Bhaashyam. So, Hema, go ahead. Namaskara.
There, Tamsha Ashariram Sarireshu Deva Pitru Manushyadi Sarireshu. Why Pitru and then Manushya? Both are given.
Why it should not be given?
No. Manushya includes everything.
No, it doesn't include everything. Manushya refers to people like we know. When I say Manushya, we think of people living on the face of earth. That is called a Manushya, a human being, Homo sapiens. Now,
Pitru includes then Matru also.
Yeah, so Pitru refers to our passed away people.
Loka, yeah, residents.
Pitru Loka, Loka Jana. Okay, not Pita, father, man. Manushya covers everything, all human beings. Pitru Loka Vasinaha. That's what Pitru is.
Different loka, Deva Loka, Pitar Loka, Manushya Loka, Patala Loka, that way.
Everything.
So is it assumed that Pitra Loka also has Sharira?
Correct. So, good question. So, Kavita is asking, is it assumed that people in that Pitru Loka, we do Shraddham to them and do we assume they have Sharira? See, I gave the example of Ashariri, right? This Ashariri came and said something and went off. The minute you say came and said something and went off, that's a separate entity, correct? Even though we use the word Ashariri for that particular jiva, that jiva had a being and maybe not visible to us, only audible, not visible, okay? But had an entity, individuality. They had to come and issue the voice. And so, whatever shariram it is, that shariram exists. Shariram doesn't mean tangible to the eye. It is not shariram. Sukshma shariram, not tangible. Karana shariram, even less tangible than Sukshma shariram. Correct? Therefore, Pitru shariram, yes, that is why, because we believe it is there, that is why we do a shraddha. If a sharira is not there, then what?
That's why we immediately call them.
Then we are talking about Atma, and Atma does not need Tarpanam. Atma does not need Shraddhakaya. That is why for sannyasis there is no Shraddhakaya. Okay? So therefore, very interesting. If our father or mother became a sannyasi, that person you cannot do Shraddham for that person. You know what they say? Our Swamiji says, Parvidyanandaji, one more reason to take to sannyasa. If you don't want to be a burden to your children, take to sannyasa. Means, of course, study and all is required. Simply you can't take to sannyasa. But that is the other side effect of taking to sannyasa. If you feel like they will have a pressure, oh, I have to do Shraddham, I have to go to Gaya and do all this, I have to do every year. If they think like that, One way is to take to sannyas. Anyway, that Pitru answer is, yeah, Pitru also has some sharir. We may not be able to visualize that shariram, but shariram is there. Yeah, Prasanna.
Namaste, Guruji. Can you please explain this phrase, Atma Grahanam Swatonanyatva Pradarshanartham?
Correct. Atma Shabda is a Grahanam or Shabda Grahanam?
Atma Grahanam.
Atma Grahanam means Atma Shabda Grahanam. That means he's saying Yama has invoked or used the word Atma. Grahanam. Grahanam there means that word is used, employed here. And what for? He says, what for? Swataha ananyatva pradarshanaartham. Swataha means compared to me, swataha, compared to the self, ananyatva pradarshanaartham. Anyatvam means what? Swataha anyaha. Suppose I say, swataha anyaha. Different from the self, different from me. Swataha ananyaha means not different from me. Swataha ananyatvam, to show the non-difference of Atma from the self. Pradarshanartham, in order to show that, demonstrate that, display that, tell us that. The word Atma is used, he says. Interesting it is. He's covering all bases. He's just making sure we understand what this Atma is as we study this. And then Atma Shabdaha Pratyagatma Vishaye Eva Mukhya, also connected with that. Pratyagatma Vishaye is bringing the word Pratyak.
Thank you, Guruji.
Because he said, Nachiketa said, Yeyam Prete Vichikitsa Manushye Astityeke Nayam Astiti Chaike Yetad Vidyam Anushishtastvayaham Varanam Esha Varastriti Yaha. I think that's what he said, right? Third one. So, Yeyam Prete Vichikitsa Manushye Astityeke Nayam Astiti. Some people say there is Atma, some people say there is no Atma. So, he's Shankaracharya's commentary, generally, he to say that Shankaracharya knows this Upanishad is a understatement. He is connecting from the various Upanishads, he will connect. Bhagavad Gita, he will connect. He will connect from other Puranas also. And the reason we study Kathopanishad initially is because those connections and debates are fewer in this. Or somebody asks you, why did you start teaching Kathopanishad? Why not study something else, some other Upanishad? If you say, the answer is that. Because those debates, Purvapaksha Siddhanta, these so many different connections from different Upanishads are all limited, very limited in this Upanishad. And therefore, it becomes easier for us to grasp. And the more we grasp, the more we can study the other Upanishads. Okay, Agya, go ahead.
Jaykumarji, just a follow-up question on the sannyas, accepting sannyasa, right? Is it enough if you accept sannyasa? Does that make you, because unless you attain really, right, realize the self, it's you'll probably still be carrying around the subtle, right, sharira and all that.
Correct. So the question is about taking to sannyasa. What types of sannyasa we have seen? We have seen Vividisha sannyasa, we have seen Vidvat sannyasa, we have seen Apat sannyasa. Yeah. What is Vividisha? Okay, Vidvat sannyasa is what? A person who jnani like Janaka, Janakadayaha, Ashwapati, etc. So jnanis were there, but they were very much in a grasthashrama. There were kings also on top of that. So many duties are there. A king cannot keep quiet simply. The person has the word, he is probably the busiest of all. Okay. And now that person wants to take sannyasa, and then Yajnavalkya, whoever his guru was, Ashtavakra, says, okay, I'll give you sannyasa. Now you've turned over. Now you've turned over the kingdom to somebody capable. Therefore, your duties are, you can become a sannyasi. Simply, you can't become a sannyasi. And now that you have, your departures from the kingdom will not take the kingdom up, will not upset the kingdom. Kingdom will continue to run well. Then, therefore, I'll give you sannyasa. He might say, Ashtavakra might say. So he is now, that person is a jnani. Now, what about somebody who is not a jnani? Now, that is why we have vividisha sannyasa. Vividisha, veditum ichha asya. So I want to know, now that I am crystal clear about this, and I've been studying the Shastram, and I want to now let go of my other duties, my family duties and all. I'm done with all of that. And everybody is also happy that I'm done. Okay. So not that I want to run away from my duties. No, that is the Guru's responsibility to assess that. And so everybody is happy. And even if I leave, in fact, the people may be happy that this guy left us, because he's of no use to us, constantly studying from morning to night. Generally, no use. And so if that is the case, Urvarukamiva, okay, Bandhanan Mutyor Mukshiyam Amritat. Then the Guru might say, yes, I will give you sannyasa. Guru will discuss with the family. He's going to take sannyasa. Let's understand that open discussion will happen. That's how in our Sampradaya, that's how it happens. And everybody is made clear what's going to happen. And it's good for him to take sannyasa. I know the person well, and that's a blessing to humanity, and it's a blessing to your family. Are you all okay with it? Some reluctance will be there, some resistance may be there, but they will eventually understand. Yeah, I think so. I think we know how to manage. He's still around. You can go meet him, her, whatever. And it's not like they're running away to some forest or anything like that. Very much there. All that can be kept. Are you okay with it? Yes. Everybody's okay with it. Then the person takes to Vividisha Sannyasa, where the person continues to study, in fact, even more. Even more dhyanam is done. Even more, all the disciplines, japa, even more. Therefore, now what? You don't have to be quote unquote a jnani to take sannyasa. As long as there is a common understanding, and if it is done with all practical considerations in mind, then any such person can take sannyasa. This is how our Swamiji used to do. And he used to tell us, some people ask him for sannyasa directly. Swamiji, I want to be a sannyasa. And Swamiji generally knows everybody. He knows everybody in and out. Sometimes he may feel, this is the right thing for you. So he talks about the discussion he had. And so those kinds of stories he used to tell us. But yeah, so Bhagya, I hope that helps.
Yeah, but still, at the time of death, right, if they haven't realized Vividisha Sannyasi, then there is going to be a shariram, right? No?
Yeah, okay. So according to Krishna, no problem. There might be a shariram, but the next birth will continue. Whatever has been gained in this life will come back in the next life, right? Shashvati samaha tuchinam srimatam gehe deha prashtobi or yoga prashtobi jayate. And then prapya punya kritam loka. All that is there. So what happens afterwards is an assurance is given by Krishna that this thing will not be lost. And that person knows it. Without knowing it, the person is not taking sannyasa. You don't go to some place.
But in the context of doing shraddham, is it okay if you don't do shraddham for them then?
Absolutely. So the ashrama decides whether we do shraddham or not a jnani. We don't say you don't need to do shraddham for a jnani. Janaka is a jnani. But without taking sannyasa, if he passes away, Janaka's children have to do shraddham for Janaka.
Oh, okay.
Ashrama decides karma, not jnana.
But there is no shariram, right? Even then you do it. Okay.
What no shariram? What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
when when a jnani passes away, there is no shariram, right? Right. So,
From a jnani's perspective, yes.
oh, okay. So
What
this is
about
actually for people living.
ah,
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
see, the another point is that we do tarpanam only to 3 generations above us. 3 generations. Why not 4th generation? Why not 5th? Just a benefit of doubt, saying that, you know what, 3 generations will do. And symbolically, we'll stop with that and we'll pray that the 4th generation and all that have got and they got sannyasa, they're all jnanis, they don't need our tarpanam. Number 2, if they've come and they've passed, maybe some others are doing tarpanam to these people anyway. They are getting tarpanam not through me, but through somebody else. Correct? So it's reasonable.
We also do tarpanam for everyone.
Enema?
We also do tarpanam for everyone. Their mantras are there.
Yeah.
The part of the tarpana mantra, it is there. Who doesn't have children, who doesn't have this thing and all. Gaya Sradham includes tarpanam to even animals.
Correct. Shushu, etc. There is a lot. There is mantras. Tarpana mantras are very interesting. They're all inclusive mantras. It's amazing, these mantras. They never just I, me, etc. Correct. There are some lines. Yeah, Ramaji, if you can bring out those lines. That day, some 4 years ago, I was talking with somebody, and when this came up, no, I don't remember when.
Not in the habit of doing tarpanam, even though I am supposed to do. But there is mantras in the tarpana mantras.
Yeah. So next time,
I'll try to get it.
next time ask the Vadhyar. Vadhyar will tell you.
Yeah. The tarpana mantra that I'll get my brother. He is doing it, so get it and get it. Tarpana mantras are there available in the net also. Somewhere. Okay, no problem.
But you ask the Vadhyar, better than net. And he will explain to you also what it means.
No, he should understand. That is the thing. He is only gadabada. Adhyas are only gadabada.
No, don't underestimate. In these matters,
Some people do know. I'm not telling that. Okay, yes.
don't ask him the meaning of Mayamatma, Pravachanena. Ask him all.
I cannot in the dream also. I cannot say that.
Prasad, go ahead.
Kumarji, I just want to know is there any subtle difference between Adhikari, which represents the sadhana chatushtaya, versus Dhiraha? Is Dhiraha also same as, represents the same?
It depends on context. It depends on context. Here, Dhiraha na shochati. What can be the context? What can be the context? Na shochati.
Never grieves.
Yeah.
Never grieves.
It can only apply to a jnani. It can't apply to an adhikari. Adhikari shochati eva. Adhikari is qualified for Brahma Vidya, but does not have Brahma Vidya. Adhikari. Yes.
So he's jnani. Dhiraha is the jnani who has already realized.
In this context, Dhiraha is jnani. In this context, Dhiraha is not jnani in all contexts. Sometimes adhikari is called Dhiraha.
Yeah.
Correct.
The other question I have is, again, the difference between Mahantam, which is said great, because in the class it was brought like Bhuma, which is vastness. So great and vastness here represents again the all-pervading.
Yeah, in this context, the great means what, Great means what? Is it a quality that is great? Your quality also can be great, Modi is great, if you say. Modi is not all pervasive. We are talking about the limited body one, Shariravan Purushaha, Narendraha. Okay. And great, if you say that person's qualities are so great that they are so inspiring, that greatness is there. But here, it is not that kind of greatness. Why it can't be that kind of greatness? Like a Modi greatness.
He's great already. Brahman is, is already, as yesterday we talked about Aishwarya and all that. So he's already great in that sense.
And quality-wise, like a person, greatness not possible because?
Not a person.
Because nirguna.
Nirguna.
Guna masti. If there is a guna, we can talk about the greatness of a guna. I mean, guna itself is not there. How can we can talk about a great guna? Atma is not gunavan. Atma is, we can all call ourselves gunavan, gunavati, but Atma is not gunavan. Guna rahitavan. Guna rahitaha. So that's how it works. Okay. Mahesh, go ahead.
One quick question again. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the Madamadam Devam, here it when it says that sitting here, it travels far away. So basically, it is the Upadhi which is reflected consciousness, which having both opposites, both joy and joyless. So that is what it means, like traveling. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is part of the
reflected consciousness rather than.
It is part of the travel. Yeah, something seems to be traveling. Something in the mind only can travel. Body is travel, physical travel, no what. But the mind, more subtle. Yeah, it is traveling because of all these thoughts and all emotions.
And sensual experiences.
Correct, sensual experiences. And therefore, Madamatam. And travel part is what? You took me back to my younger days. You took me back to Hyderabad, if I say. What? Just by saying a few words, you took me back to Hyderabad. Means what? There is a travel indicated by that. And so, Duram Rajati Eva. That also you can take. How will you talk like? Which I think is more relevant in terms of travel. Sadness, happiness. There, travel is not indicated. Because I'm sad, I'm happy right here. There's no travel per se indicated. Duram Rajati does not apply to that. But Madamatam, this kind of Atma with contradictory attributes, including Aham Sukhi, Aham Dukhi Iti. Therefore, that's for sure. Anything else, Prasad?
Yeah, all that which is actually represents the Vritti Jnana, right? I mean, both opposites, but with respect to Vritti Jnana.
Correct. Correct. And yes, you mentioned the word reflected consciousness. Yes. Because consciousness cannot do all these things.
Yeah.
It is available for being reflected. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mahesh was there some time ago.
Yeah, Jayakumarji, I'm here. So
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So my question was, I think when we were talking about Pitruloka and Shraddham and all that. So I've also seen people travel to Kashi and they do Gaya Shraddham, right? And as part of that, they do what they call Atma Pinda. So that Atma refers to the Shariram, correct?
Correct.
No, not to the Atma.
Right. Pratyek Atma does not require a pinda.
Right, that's what I was. But since we are using this interchangeably, sometimes it's confusing. So
yeah, initially it's confusing, but later on context. Once you know the context, then it's no longer confusing. You look for the context.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Swapna is asking 3 kinds of sannyasa were mentioned by Guruji. What is the third one? The third one I did not explain. Apat sannyasa. Okay. So apatkala sannyasa. A sannyasa that is taken because there is value for sannyasa. In our Hindu Vedic society, value is there for sannyasa. And so in a family, if that value is there, the family will say, the person is, say, 60, whatever years old, whatever years old, doesn't matter. And there is a terminal disease, for example, and the person can say, you know what, we are supposed to become sannyasis. There's a value for a life of sannyasa. We all should be from brahmachari, grasta, vanaprastha, and then sannyasa. Therefore, before dying, at least I want to die as a sannyasi. Therefore, there are some mantras sitting right there, sleeping, lying down right in the bed. Sannyasa ashrama can be given by chanting this.
In fact, Adi Shankaracharya took Sabat sannyasa from the mother through the crocodile.
So this Shankaracharya, as a child, because he's been studying in the Pathshala, he has mastered the Vedas already. And so he knows all these mantras. And so he tells Amma, let me take to sannyasa because there is a crocodile. First, that is first step. So I want to die as a sannyas. That is first. Second, if you allow me to leave, okay, both are connected. If you allow me to leave, the crocodile will leave me. I don't know how he would say that. And that's the Divya Drishti there. Immediately she says, yeah, take the sannyas. Because no mother will allow a young child to become a sannyas. It is not there. It is not possible at all. Just very unnatural. Okay. And so
let him live as a sannyasi somewhere. Let him live as a sannyasi somewhere, not
correct.
as a son.
Correct. Better alive than dead. Alive somewhere than dead here. You know, that kind of idea. And so that is called apat sannyasa, Swapna. And often the Shankaracharya is given as an example, quoted as an example. And we may have many examples in our society also.
Tyagaraja Swami is supposed to have taken. Music Trinity,
Oh,
Tyagaraja
really?
Swami held. Yes, he took up a sannyasa.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, see, because those traditions, they were all jnanis. Swami Dikshitar, Purandaradasa, and all you see, Tyagaraja, it's all just pure jnanam. Vedanta is just flowing out of their mouth. There are jnanis, no doubt. So I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Very interesting.
Raghuvarji, Jnanadeva's father walked away to Kashi and took sannyasa without informing the family and all. And Swamiji, who gave him the Ramananda Tirtha, Ramananda Swamiji, who gave him the sannyasa, didn't know that he has responsibilities and all. So when he came to know, or later when he came to visit the family, he blessed the wife. Dirga Sumingali Viva. Then the lady said, my wife, husband has gone away somewhere. I don't know where he lives or no. Then he said no. Then he came, somebody told her husband is your disciple. Then he asked them to come back and take Kirasasrama. Then the child were born. 3 sons were born. And they were, well, in fact, what do you call, kept away from the, because he
ostracized
came
by the society.
He came ostrich from the society.
Oh.
Jnanananda, Eknath and Muktabai.
Muktabai.
Muktabai. Okay. Correct.
They were ostrich and kept in this, what do you call, outside the village.
Okay. That explains all that story. Yeah. So those days, people used to say, I'm leaving. I'm leaving home. That's it. Kasi Pora. Kasi Pora. Means I'm leaving. Those days, it's not like you book an air ticket and all, you go to Kashi, air-conditioned train, 1-day trip. Not like that. Kashi Pore means that's it. Goodbye, once and for all. The tears will be shed and farewell and all will be said. Pakalam, but then may not be Pakalam also. Means there's no chance, because there's no chance of us coming to Kashi now, and no chance that you are going to come to Kashi, because there is no guarantee that you also are going to reach Kashi, because Kashi is a long distance from the south, especially. They used to bid goodbye. They used to walk or whatever, however they used to go those days. This was the tradition. In our family itself, in the third generation above, my mother's side, there are two sannyasis. Now, they have an adhisthana. We have an adhisthana of those sannyasis in our grama, in our village. We do, every year we do aradhana. And I still don't know that much about it. I'm still trying to collect some data. But these were all natural those days. These were all things that were happening on a daily basis in every family. And so we have to go back to the past. If you have your grandparents and all, you ask them about these things. You ask them, they will tell you something. They may tell you some stories that they have never told you because nobody asked. They may be thinking, what is this sannyasa and all? Who is interested in sannyasa? Yes, your great grandfather became a sannyasi. They will tell you like that. You may be surprised. Very surprised.
That's why when they come back from Kashi, there is a big celebration in the village and all. Everyone will come and respect them. And Kashi, the Ganga Puja is done in the home. And Parayanam, Dhanam, then they all done again.
Is it not? Is it not? Returning from Kashi, celebration.
Yeah.
Like a new life.
Yeah, and that every occasion is a occasion for Dhanam.
Correct.
That also, so much Dhanam is also to be given. And that too, what you call, Velakka Dhanam is to be given, so much. After the Kashi, Ganga Puja.
Correct. Correct. Ramoji is from a very traditional family, a village in Kerala, and all very traditional. They're all. And so these people, when they go to Kashi, how do you know they did not take sannyasa? They won't know also, because no communication, nothing. And they may take up sannyasa. So this guy doesn't know that his or her grandfather or grandmother took sannyasa.
That's why the concept of when they don't come back for 7 years is presumed dead. Even from the legal angle, they are taken that way.
Oh, legal angle comes from our tradition only.
Tradition also.
I
Not
don't
back
see.
for him for 7 years.
Correct. Correct. Very interesting. Legal. Takes precedence from our Shastra. Good. Very good. Anything else? The messages are here. Oh, Rurama Sannyasam Kult. Amama, adi irukku. Ruraman Sannyasam Kult. Adina enna arthamna, without telling anybody, just take sannyas. Adi just vanish one day. And they may cry for a few days, but after that they'll be actually happy. Actually, if they'll be happy, that's actually you've done a right thing. If you've done if people are going to cry for you only for a few days, after that they say, Appa, good riddance. God is great, God is great. That's when you appreciate God also. But this guy is not there. Okay, police complaint and all we won't give, because police may find it, drag him back here, and we don't want that kind of situation. We'll just cry for a few days and all that. We'll just finish it off.
They joke also, a man who says, I am going to Kashi, but keep the chomba which is lying outside, take it in.
Take it?
See, நான் காசிக்கு போறேன், வெளியில சொம்பு இருக்கு, அதை எடுத்து உள்ள வைன்னு.
Oh, சொம்பு எடுத்து உள்ள வை.
Yeah, on the lighter side, near my 2-3 houses down my grandfather's house, there used to be a gentleman, and he and his wife used to quarrel quite a bit. And every now and then he will say, I'm going to Kashi, and he will walk away. He'll go to the end of the street and come back. So once he said, I'm leaving for Kashi, Kannukutti avutundrukku kattirunu. So his wife said, Kashi போற ஆளுக்கு கண்ணுக்குட்டி அவுத்தானே கல்யாணம்.
See that?
Like the Kalyanam in Kashi Yatra in Kalyanam.
Yeah.
Symbolic is funny. Undetermined person.
I don't know how this Kashi Yatra came into this marriage. Some history must be there. I think it's the girl's father's way of saying, you know what? You be careful. You be careful. You do any funny stuff like study Bhagavad Gita and all, I'll come after you. I'll come after you. That I think is indirectly hinting that, I think. I don't know. We need to look into the study. Don't talk about Upanishad, this and that. Okay. You Ajnanam na it. These are all Ajnanam. I think that ritual is not, I say we should not have it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We should change our marriage practice. This Kashi Yatri should not be.
Yeah, he's actually the.
Yeah,
I
Kashi
remember.
Yatra, Unjal, and all these things have to be wrong back.
No, no,
Yeah,
Unjal,
correct.
Unjal okay, but Kashi Yatri is significant.
It is not there. Should not be there. I agree. Okay. But it's a dangerous thing too. Suppose he goes on Kashi Yatra and the bride's father doesn't come, then he has to keep on walking. Right. Think about a situation like that.
Bride's father goes somewhere, who cares, right? So, problem is bride and bride. So,
The bride's father should go Kashi Yatra after the marriage.
correct. They should go. Goodbye. Please go to Kashi. I'll give you one-way ticket. I'll give you to Kashi. Air ticket.
There's a Sanskrit slogan you have heard about now. Kanya, that is Sanskrit slogan about marriage. Kanya varete rupam madavittam pita sruti bandava kulam ichandi brishtanam janaha.
And the meaning is?
Meaning is, the girl is enamored by the form of the bride. The mother sees whether he has got wealth. The father looks for the whether he is learned. Bandhus just say whether he is from a good family, pedigree. And the rest of the people who come are villagers.
Food.
They want one-time food.
Food.
Very interesting. Oh boy. Anyway.
Only this logo was there in another class.
That is one problem with all the Sanskrit classes. The Sanskrit classes take us away from this Shastra. Really, I've been analyzing our Sanskrit curriculum, and there is no connection between what we study and what we are studying in this class. There is no connection. Some Sanskrit words are there, vibhakti, all this, pratyaya, and all we say. But other than that, the Subhashitas, all Shubhatishas, have nothing to do with our Shastra. I mean, they're interesting, very interesting Subhashita, but that's about it. Doesn't make us wiser. Anyway, we'll see. We'll try to revamp our curriculum. How about that? I think we have a good team here.
Yes, sir, sure.
We have a good team. We've been studying the Shastra, but how can we create a new set of courses we should think about? Okay, we'll conclude. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you very much.
Dhanyavada.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Hari Om.